Hi, I'm Moriah. I'm the owner and creative director of Moriah Riona Branding. I specialize in brand design and brand strategy for creative female entrepreneurs. This is the fourth video in a series all about how to identify and market to your ideal client. If you haven't already, make sure you go back and watch the first three. I've linked them down below. You're going to want to get caught up before we get into today's topic, which is how to keep booking that ideal client over and over again. Now that you know who your ideal client is, let's talk about how to market to them and keep booking them over and over again. So the first big secret is to hang out where your ideal client hangs out. And this idea is twofold. First, we're going to talk about physical locations. From the ideal client avatar worksheet that I gave you in video 2, you should know where your ideal client is hanging out. Now, are they the type of person who frequents the farmer's market on Saturday mornings, or are they hanging out in the spa instead? Most likely they're going to be in the same places that you like to hang out. So make sure that you're going there so you can bump into your ideal client. More than that, think of ways that you can establish a relationship with the people who own those events or own those places. Do you have a booth at the farmer's market? Or do you have business cards at the spa? How can you get your name and your brand in front of your ideal client? Now, the second part of this idea is to figure out where your ideal client is hanging out online. And by this, I mean social media. I'm a big believer in the idea that you don't need to have a presence on every single social media platform. As a solopreneur, you will get spread way too thin trying to build a following on all these different platforms. Instead, you should really pick the 1, 2, maybe 3 top social media platforms where your ideal client is hanging out. We all know that there's a big difference between Snapchat, and Facebook, and say LinkedIn. They all have a different audience and they're attracting different people. Now that you know your ideal client and you filled out the worksheet, think about where they're hanging out. It's probably your favorite place to hang out online too, but just make sure you're in the right spot. Like I said, pick 1 to 2 to start. Platforms, and then really devote your time and energy just to those platforms and connecting with your ideal client on those platforms. Now, the other way to market to your ideal client is through paid advertising. And social media platforms are a great place to do that. On Facebook and Instagram in particular, you can use the ads manager to create really targeted audiences that are the only ones that see your ads. And this is great because you've already filled out that worksheet that's told you what brands that your ideal client aligns with, where they like to hang out, what their values are. You can use all that information to plug into the ads manager and make sure that those people are seeing your ads. To recap, my 2 big bits of advice for booking your ideal client over and over again are: number 1, hang out where that ideal client is hanging out. Now, this idea is twofold because they're going to be physical locations and they're also going to be where they're hanging out online. And my second tip is to use your worksheet to help you create targeted advertising campaigns on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me for this 4-part series all about identifying and marketing to your ideal client. I really hope that it was helpful for you. If it was, consider sharing it with another creative friend. Also, you can grab my free workbook, The Brand Blueprint. I've linked it down below. It's a 20-page guide to help you build a rock-solid foundation for your brand. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. To recap.
There's no recap.
Oh my god, between Snapchat,